Hey, welcome back, S.W.Y.M. This is the place where we don't read between the lines. We are the lines. So say what you mean and mean what you say. I just want to take the time out real quick and thank everybody for subscribing. We up to 56 now. Family is growing, and we really appreciate all the support. Of course, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe whenever you're watching a video or a short. It all counts. Trust me. We still got some time for the S.W.Y.M Spring Break Challenge. Remember, you need the Nike Run app first. You need the Nike Run app. Then look for challenges and enter S.W.Y.M, S.W.Y.M. Spring Break Challenge. And you in there. All right. So from the flight line to civilian life, the mission don't stop. And this is the vet check-in. No salute needed, just your attention. How you doing today, fellas?
Peace, what's going on, guys?
All right,
I'm
all
good.
right.
I'm good. Enjoying this beautiful day that we have today. At least beautiful in Dallas. Again, I think this is my second or third week that there's some other parts of the U.S. getting hit. So prayers out to them. Be safe. Weather's a bit everywhere at the moment, but here in Dallas, Texas, we're good.
Yeah, for sure. I'm out here in Cali, man. It was 82 yesterday and looking for another one today. So,
I know, man. It's
I hear
crazy.
Maryland's crazy, man. It's like 80 one day, 32 the next day, snow one day, rain the next day, 75 the next day, 20 the next. That's crazy, man. Yeah, no
hey, that's
doubt.
how it was growing up too, man. We was
Yeah.
always dressed for everything.
It's what they call it, Mid Atlantic up here. It's definitely Mid
Uh-huh.
Atlantic.
For
Yeah.
sure. For sure. Oh man. All right. So let me just run down a couple of things for the vets real quick. The VA has updated the 2026 disability and compensation rate tables. So what vets get monthly is based on rating and dependence. This is a good moment to remind yourself if you have had something change in the past years, marriage, a divorce, kids, or a dependent parent, and you haven't updated it, you might be leaving money on the table. So make sure you get in there and check that. Also, we still got enrollment going on for the National Veterans Golden Age Games that's taking place June 27th through July 2nd, 2026 in Tampa, Florida. Registration opened for the visually impaired on February 18th, and everybody else was on February 19th. So you can still apply for that. If you got some older vets in your circle who still talk like they used to be athletes, tell them to stop reminiscing and sign up for the Veterans Games. Um, what else we got here? If you're in California, the VA Long Beach and VA Greater Los Angeles VAs, they both have ongoing events for veterans, benefits, healthcare, and mental health support as well. So check the VA outreach events online, tons of virtual sessions. You can join from anywhere in the state. Um, if you're in Maryland, the VA Maryland Healthcare System Health Services Directory is a detailed menu of all services in Northern Maryland, from mental health to primary care to special clinics. It includes which clinics offer which services so vets can find exactly what they need. So if you're in Brandywine dealing with PTSD or chronic pain, or you just need a check-in, the VA Maryland system has a full list of where to go. So
Very good.
that covers that for the weekly veterans events, fellas. So what we're going to do now, we did, some good veteran updates. Now it's time to rock on over to the scoreboard. It's everybody's favorite time of year. I don't care what you say. Q's corner. If your team is trash, this part might hurt a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna hurt a lot. It's gonna hurt. Can you please raise your hand if you're a Tar Heel fan?
I don't want to do that right now.
No say no say.
I want to do that right now.
Listen, for you guys that don't know, before we went recording, Kinsey was punching air. He came online. We didn't know he was in there punching air like oh boy, Bud
Like
of Rhythm.
Trey
So
and
Hey,
Trey and
Trey,
boys in
Trey,
the
boys in the hood.
yeah,
hood.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So luckily, we got him to sit down. So that was a big thing. So
Man, thank
keep
goodness.
Kinsey in your prayers.
Please.
So first of all, let's talk about this is a great time of year. We're gonna talk about the NBA in March Madness. Let me start with the NBA. First of all, a couple teams you got to really keep an eye on. Some interesting winning streaks. The Atlanta Hawks currently on an 8-game winning streak. They're really doing well. I'm really enjoying these young teams that are performing that you have to talk about other than the big teams, the big sports market that everyone tries to push. If you see what Jalen Johnson and Kuminga is doing down in Atlanta is impressive.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he's out of
Quickly
that
too.
horrible situation. Yeah, that horrible situation he was in, and which I still can't wrap my head around in Golden State. Also, you have the Thunder next at number 7. The great thing about the Thunder is they're actually making the regular season interesting because they're trying to fend off the Spurs who are coming. And
Yeah.
so it's been very interesting, but that's pretty impressive still not to have their second best player in J-Dub, and they're on a 7-game winning streak. The Heat is on a 7-game winning streak. Big up to Bam.
Spoelstra.
Spolstra. We talked about that last.
Man,
Jay, you was a big. I believe definitely when you don't have just a crazy amount of talent, I think that culture that they've done there with Riley and Spo has really benefited them. And then my favorite team, who I always say I kind of compare them to kind of like the Pistons, they're the Magic. I love what the Magic is. They're a young team. They're on a 6-game winning streak. So just keep an eye on them. But they're very entertaining to watch. My good friend Terry and D Black. Terry, I went to college with his uncle and grew up with his brother from Milwaukee. He's the point guard, Anthony Black, for the Atlanta Magic. So show him some love. I told him
Definitely.
once he got
Very
drafted,
good
I was like,
player.
listen, it's like one of our sons got drafted. We all together, right?
That's what's up. Very good player.
Very good play. He's doing well. So let's talk about a couple matchups we got again today. So we have the Timberwolves, number 5 against the Thunder, number 1. Now, the Timberwolves is Kenzie's pick to go all the way because they got Anthony Edwards. He's just a dog. So Kenzie told me he's unstoppable. I have
Wait,
to
hold on,
admit,
Kenzie. You said that?
I think Airman is definitely the dog of the league, but the
Okay.
Timberwolves, like we were saying, Jay, I don't think the organization is rolling on all cylinders to make them to push them on a level where they need to be. I mean, it's always been the case with Timberwolves, though. You know what I'm saying? We just seen them with KG and Stephon Marbury, but I think the Ant definitely is a dog. I think
yeah.
in the mix of that.
I think too, he's obviously, I think it's fair to say he's the most marketable player in the NBA right now.
Oh, for sure.
Good, bad, and different. So he's gonna put on the show. You got Shea gonna put on the show. So that's gonna be a good matchup coming up. And then the other matchup is the Pistons, who are sitting at number 1 in the East against number 6 in the East, and the Raptors. The Raptors are quietly playing well. They're currently 7 games above 500.
They scary.
Definitely.
Hey, Scotty Barnes has always been able to play. I've been watching that kid since he
Yes.
was in high school. He is very, very good. And BI has always been a sleeping giant, man. That small frame, my man is a killer. Brandon Ingram,
Hey, he the
can
poor
hoop, bro.
man's Kevin Durant.
Man, for real. And even
real.
not that poor. If Kevin
Even
Durant
not
a
that poor.
millionaire, he could be 100,000 there. You know what I mean?
What do they need, Jay? What I mean, they're
Toronto.
What is Toronto? What are they missing?
Toronto needs a rebounder. They need somebody like a Jalen Durham. They need somebody like what's that kid to play for Boston, number 44, or Aaron Gordon. They need somebody that's really going to get the boards, that's going to run and set some screens. You know what I'm saying? So for the lobs and stuff, because Toronto is tall, man. They got the height difference over a lot of teams, especially in the East. Especially, man, the East is so short. I don't know what's going on over there right now, but
It is. They're still missing the engine, though. The Toronto's missing the engine, like you're saying, like that. You know what I'm saying? That third, fourth quarter.
Scotty Barnes got stopped, man. He was on an incline his first 2 years, his rookie season, his second season. I didn't think he got hurt last year. That kind of stunted his growth, I think.
Yeah, I think they're missing as well. I think they need a veteran. They could use a Caruso type. Somebody got some winning ways, they got some culture that come in and breathe that to kind of breathe life in that locker room. They need somebody who has done something. They're not cohesive. They got some pieces, but it's not a team. It's an individual, and they're not far away. But always, and we don't get to see Scotty Barnes a lot. You don't get a ton of Raptors games.
Yeah.
No.
So to your point, Jay, like you said, you've been following, but you will not see a whole bunch of him. BI has been good. So they sit number 6. So I want to see what BI does. I want to see what he does in the playoffs. They're probably been in the playoffs. So
Oh, they
That's going
got
to be
R.J.
interesting.
Barrett on the roster. I forgot about him.
Yeah,
Not
is he?
using them right though.
Yeah,
Not using them. He's
yeah,
just
you're
there
right.
though.
You're right.
Yeah,
I think what Q says true. It's like they're not really a team though. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah, the jail part. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't know he was on the roster.
yeah. It's probably got a lot to do with the coaching too, man. I've never heard of a coach before. So Darko Rakovic, you
yeah.
know, he's
Okay, back to my point last week. Send an email down there.
huh.
Send an email down
Changed the
there.
whole
You'll
team.
know their team.
Changed the
You'll
whole
know
team.
their
Oh,
team.
absolutely. You know their team definitely.
Changed the
They
whole
have
team.
because what's their identity?
Oh,
Yeah.
who knows?
They have no
hooping.
identity.
They
So
just
that's
hooping.
one of the things with the coaches. So that's another key matchup. Okay, I want to go to this next little piece
Right.
before I get to March Madness. Here's my personal opinion. Honestly, it appears though it's a lot of teams tanking. The rumor is that this is going to be one of the best drafts in the last 7 8 years. I would say probably some are rumoring since maybe the Luka draft. So there's a lot of good players coming out, but some of these teams are just not this bad. I just don't believe it. Jazz sitting at 20 and 46. The Kings are sitting at 16 and 51.
That's crazy.
I just believe some of these teams are tanking.
But it's not the 2003 draft though. That's a good point. But I mean, you taking that bad for what?
Yeah, but 03, you got to admit, man, was top heavy. That draft faded before Kirk Heinrich, and he was still a solid player. I think he went, 13 or 14?
Yeah, some of the teams. But still, though, you got what you got, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got
solid. I think the guys you got was superior. They was elite, yeah. But
are we saying it? I'm saying
it ain't 96. It ain't 96. 96.
No, it definitely 96.
96 was a beast. It was a beast.
96 draft. Is probably not happening again.
Yeah, that was a crazy.
What I'm saying though, that's why I said 2003 because the guys you got, right? What I'm saying. When we say it's obvious the league, if the league is this bad, man, it's going to be problems for the next decade. What I'm saying is who they're tanking for, though. You know what I'm saying?
How do teams get this bad? How does it come to a point where you won 16 games?
That's what I'm saying. Who are you tanking for, though?
But let's say it's not even tanking. Let's say they started tanking when they were 16 and 30. You don't feel like you can turn the team around. You don't have the talent because that's right. 16 and 30, that's right around trade deadline, end of it, middle of it. You should have been able to, like,
I don't know, man. You're
NBA
games
players
in right now.
They all NBA players. So how do you get to a point where you only win?
Well, okay, let's talk about the Kings. The Kings have Westbrook.
Yeah.
They got DeRozan, and do they still got Levine? I don't know. I think that.
Nah.
And they can't pull off 16 games, more than 16 games.
They don't be using
the
people
Indiana
like
Pacers.
Said.
Look how they fell off.
Oh man.
And they was in the finals last.
Yeah, but they had a lot. They had a lot go on. They lost their engine. They lost their engine, right? And then Miles Turner, who isn't much of a big man,
they're 15 and 51 though, Jay.
Yeah,
they 15 and 51.
Yeah,
they shouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, they shouldn't be that bad. You're right.
Now,
I'm saying, just think about it.
We know who's not tanking is my.
The Spurs?
Listen, here's who's not tanking. My Bucks are 27 and 38. We know that problem. What that problem is?
Yeah,
coaching.
Yep.
Okay, it'd be better. I wish I could give them an excuse of tanking. Maybe they tank it by keeping Doc Rivers.
Hey, the Blazers ain't tanking either.
Yeah, you got Doc Rivers. You taking?
Yeah.
At the beginning of the season.
I'm just saying, think about it. Like, hey, Jay. All right, so check this out. If you 15, 16 games in March. We just had an All-Star break.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Like for those prices, what am I telling the customer come in for?
Man, for real. For real.
I like that.
And we in Utah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
hey,
that's
so hold on. So you tell me the beginning of the season when you see Doc Rivers, you just put a T by that team's name.
Absolutely.
Tank. T for tank.
Absolutely.
Come on, man. That's there. All right. So so that's gonna be interesting to watch the final season. Let's get to March Madness. Yeah. Tonight is this election Sunday for both teams, the men and the women brackets. So it's going to be really good. Congrats to the UConn women on going undefeated again. Don't quote, I believe they're 17th time they've gone under. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's a record for your ass.
That's a real record.
That's crazy.
16 of the women's teams have already been selected in the locations. And so watch for them. So that should be exciting. Tonight, get your brackets ready. I'm going to win the bracket from the swim. I'm going to win that. I mean, it's easy. I'm the most knowledgeable guy about everything.
Who said this? So, who said this?
Hey, look, don't fact check them. Don't fact check them.
No. Y'all can fact check me next week. We got to make sure we get our brackets in.
Okay. We got to get the brackets in, man.
Yeah, we got.
I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be the top one on the swim.
Spoon, get that bracket in. You need to beef up.
Get that bracket in. Man. So speaking of brackets, here a couple places we can go. The man, you go printable, the 2026 bracket available on Sporting News, sportingnews.com. 31 automatic bids will be decided. The field of 6A prediction, last 4 in. So there's a couple of interesting things. The women's going to have 31 berths. 16 are already selected as of yesterday.
Okay.
And a couple bubble teams that I want to kind of highlight and get you guys take. The women's team, keep an eye on Richmond, Arizona State, Virginia, and Nebraska. And on the men's side, keep an eye on Indiana, SMU here in Dallas, Oklahoma, Texas, Cincy, and Seton Hall. So those are a couple of my bubbles team, but this is getting ready to be exciting time selection for both of them. You guys got any favorites, any predictions as it pertains to the March Madness? And just also want to say it's been some crazy buzzer beaters, more I've seen on the men's side with the conference tournaments. So the excitement's here. Give me some of you guys' thoughts.
I'm really not the person to pick right now. I'm a Tar Heel fan, and man, listen, man, some of this stuff defies logic, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm being serious, man. It just defies logic, man. How this deep in the season, man, we still haven't gotten our footing. I don't know, man. I wouldn't see after we crown these conference championships for me to really see where everybody's at, man. Because I'm shocked at, man. We losing to Clemson, man.
Oh, yeah, that was a tough one. That was a tough one.
Tough.
Kings, let's know if you need to take a break to go grab your paper bag. We can pause. We can pause the recording there.
I don't think we there yet, man. But you know what I'm saying? I'm just to the point, man, where we, how many times sometimes we giving these coaches more chances than they deserve. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man,
listen, we're not gonna do no bad mouthing humor. That's not what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna allow that today.
I don't know if I got a bad mouth here. I'm just saying, man. You got the keys to Ferrari, man. You know what I'm saying? You got the keys to Ferrari, man. Let's go.
We'll see. Okay, just hypothetically, Kings, if you could have somebody else, who would you have in there? Give me an ideal name of a
head coach.
Yes.
I don't know, man, because you know what I'm saying, he's somebody I want. I want a Tar Heel guy in there. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if that's going to work.
There should be plenty to choose from.
No, it's really not. It's a short list, though. To be honest, you know what I'm saying. You think about how the current climate of college basketball. It's really not a long list anymore, man.
I think Rasheed gonna get some.
Come on, that would be my top pick. If in my dream world, I'll put Rasheed in there.
Yep, absolutely.
How many games would he coach? How many games would he get kicked out in the 30 game?
Crazy. I didn't even think about that.
Nah. If you watch Rasheed I don't think he would get kicked out like that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. I didn't even think about that. Putting him back in that college atmosphere with all them fans and they get a bad call.
Hey, put him back in front of refs.
Yeah, he gonna go bananas.
But look, how exciting would that be, though?
Is he ever gonna wear a suit? Is he gonna be wearing the Air Force Ones with the strap still hanging off the back?
Exactly.
Be like,
I want to play like that too. I want everybody to play like that too.
Listen, if you had, let me tell you what would bring some excitement.
Jerry Stackhouse, also a good coach.
Once again, but like I said, but they're not willing to. Those guys, you never see those guys in the interview process like that.
Well, Stackhouse I think Stackhouse is really being very strategic. Yeah. Because Was it Vanderbilt? Who was he coaching in college? I can't
He was
remember.
he was at Vanderbilt.
He was at Vanderbilt, and then this move to the Warriors, I believe, was strategic in itself. I would love to see Stackhouse. Got to be a choice. I think he's paying his dues. He has the name and credibility. But if you got anything like a Stackhouse, a Wallace, a Vince Carter, or Jameson, the excitement in Carolina would be crazy. The excitement
Yeah.
would be crazy. So
It's got to be. It's got to be
so
one of
they
the guys
not.
though for the program. Just like Duke doing. Duke got one day. One of the guys. It's got to be one of the guys though, man.
Yeah, oh, it's got to definitely. You guys got too big of a selection. All right, Jay. What about you? You got any teams you're looking at, or anything you saw interesting as it pertains to March Madness bubble or tourneys?
On the women's side, man, I've always been a UConn fan since Maya Moore was there. Like that's my favorite WNBA player too. She just everything about her game, how she looked, everything was attractive. Maya Moore was that thing, man. And then for the men's side, rocking with Michigan. My teams are normally, Maryland, and I'm a diehard Hoyas fan, man. But our basketball has not been up to par as of late. So, just going with the who I normally watched growing up was Michigan, USC, teams like that. I don't think USC doing too good, but Michigan is my bet for this year.
That's not a bad selection.
Michigan is definitely a solid pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they may do it this year.
What about
you probably
Q?
not see me with a Duke shirt on next week.
Oh no, we're not doing that.
No, you definitely can't do that.
Yeah. So again, as I told the swim viewers, whenever I can be petty, I'm not going to miss the opportunity.
For sure.
One thing that my counselor told me: never miss the opportunity to be petty.
You got to get it in there. You got to get it in there.
So that's my little wrap up on sports and March Madness. Get your brackets together, and we're going to see who's going to come in, whose bracket's going to be blown, busted by next week. But exciting time to get your brackets for the men and women team. Buckle in. We're getting ready to see some great talent.
Awesome. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Q, for that, man. That's always a great segment for me, man. I love talking sports with my brothers and stuff like that. I mean, my girl, she knows sports, but it's nothing like, you and your bros talking it, man. So that's good talk. So missile defense, Iran, North Korea, this isn't a game of risk. It's real life. So, Kenzie, put this on the chalkboard for us, man. Talk us through this. What's going on?
Yeah, man. Of course, man. We in the thick of it, man. A lot of people really don't want to believe it, man. But maybe just put some Marines, get an order to send some Marines over there, man. That's serious business, man. And people that are not familiar with the history, Iran has been prepared for this for the last 40 years. You know what I'm saying? Since the 80s, you know what I'm saying? And in my opinion, it's not a good thing to send Marines to that part of the world, especially to Iran. People don't understand, like, Iran done built this underground bunkers. This is not a war that we're used to fighting, that we are even familiar with. As far as the way we have all this superior technology, but it doesn't mean anything. Iran has never had that. Iran has been isolated for the last 40 plus years, right? Yeah. Iran wants a war that they can win, you know what I'm saying? And what winning is doesn't look like what Americans and the people across the world look like, you know what I'm saying? Iran is so strategic with this, you know what I'm saying? They didn't take the time to build these underground bunkers. Think about it. Iran put their Navy ships in the water from underground, you know what I'm saying? They got underground bunkers in mountains, underground bunkers up under the country. Putting ground forces there is you really playing into the hands of what Iran wants you to do. And it's just not, if you've been honest, it's not a conventional war that we can win, you know what I'm saying? Very dangerous situation for America. And when we started this conversation on S.W.Y.M, we was talking about the Strait of Hormuz, right?
Yeah.
And what happened? Man, 21-mile stretch is shut down. You know what I'm saying? And once again, winning this war, what it looks like for Iran doesn't have to win how people think they would have to win. Iran just had to keep this thing going. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, America and Israel has put themselves in a situation where they don't have they in it. You know what I'm saying? We started this war starting, right? We said it's a peace treaty. And Iran was trying to negotiate peace, and then we attacked them. So you mean to tell me
it seems so familiar, don't it?
Right, man. We killed the Ayatollah, the new Ayatollah, which is his son.
Yeah.
His 14-month-old daughter was killed in that raid.
That's crazy.
Other family members. He was injured. He's not a man that's going to come to the table and say, you know what, let's negotiate again. No, they're going to see this thing out, right?
Yep.
So while I'm only saying this to paint a picture so people can understand what is exactly going on here, right? Iran's not backing down. And Iran doesn't have to win how people think they have to win. All Iran has to do is just keep this thing going. You think you see something now? Imagine in July when these oil tankers can't go, because they can't go through there. You know what I'm saying? They can't go through there. It's going to get real dicey, not just for America, but for the world. For the world. And we talking about South Korea and North Korea. Of course, the world is watching. The world said, okay, you guys can't be everywhere. You guys, speaking of American issues, you guys can't be everywhere. So of course, North Korea is going to see how much they can get away with at this time. Everybody's going to see, even Russia. Like, okay, we're going to see how thin. We see how thin you guys are. Mm-hmm. It makes the world a more volatile place, man. What do you guys think about what's going on with North Korea, South Korea? Of course, we all been on that part of the world, and in Korea, we already know it's an opportunity.
I want to touch on that oil thing real quick. Like you saying, Iran doesn't have to win like how you think they have to win. They already winning. If you haven't had to get gas in the past 24, 48 hours, then you probably don't know. But I can tell you out here in Cali, it's already up to $6.
Man,
it's already it's already starting to hit. Now I guarantee I do put premium in my car, but it's never cost me that much to fill it up. And so for that to happen so quickly, you can see just how the grocery stores are starting to change prices. This is affecting everybody, man. It's not like we got some of the highest paying jobs in the world versus the people who are qualified for it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people are getting jobs by connections, by family members and stuff like that. So those of us who do have good jobs are blessed, but a lot of the population is out there starving right now. And then as far as this North Korea, South Korea, I have never been there, but I got plenty of friends who've been to Korea. I had orders there, man. I turned them down. I had just got to England. Whole nother story. But I know that North Korea must have been licking their chops when they heard they was moving the defense system. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy, man.
Let me give you a little background on that, though.
Yeah, tell me, man. Like, if y'all have been there, tell me, like, what's the sense of being that close to war?
I mean, right there, you right there. When you in South Korea, you right there. The DMZ is right there, right? Mm-hmm. But let me just touch on this THAAD radars right quick. There are 13 THAAD radars in the world, right? Mm-hmm. Iran has already destroyed 30% of those. 30% already destroyed, right?
That's crazy.
The SATCOM systems, right? Iran have those THAAD radars, $1 billion. They're $1 billion each. It's only 13 in the world. Mm-hmm. $1 billion each, right? Iran has 30% already destroyed, right? Iran has destroyed those SATCOM systems in Bahrain and Qatar already with satellite with their drones already. Decimate them. $1 billion satellite systems already destroyed by Iran by using drones. You know what I'm saying? Cheap drones took that, and when those THAAD radars, what they do is they allow for the early detection centers for Israel. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They give them an hour notice or up to 30 minutes notice. They don't have that anymore. So now their capabilities have been severely they're decimated by not having that radar system. Mm-hmm. So that's a key infrastructure thing that nobody really saw coming because they underestimated Iran. Let me give you another thing that you can research because it's pretty fascinating. Every time America or Israel attacks Iran say, okay, you want to attack that. They attack the Iran's radar capability. They went to attack the THAAD radar system, right? Israel has attacked Iran desalination plants. That's how you get that clean water in the Middle East. Remember, they're in the desert, right? Mm-hmm. Israel gets 80% of their water from these desalination plants. Guess how much Iran gets from there? 3%. That 3% of their water, because they already been under embarkation and already been punished for the last 4 decades, right? They only get 3% of their water from there, right? is that a game that you think Israel or America can win? You're attacking. They only get 3% of their fresh water from there. You get 80% of yours. So once they start attacking Iran started attacking Israel. Like I said, Iran doesn't have to win how people think. All Iran got to do is keep this thing going over the summer, man. People are going to be. I started remember reports in the world that America and Israel have used backdoor channels to say, "Hey, man, let's have a ceasefire." Like I said, I don't know if somebody's going to have a ceasefire when you went ahead and attack them. Mm-hmm. Ain't no ceasefire coming. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We just keep this thing going over the summer and then see who's gonna bail out first. And that's a game I don't think that people are really paying attention to. Like, do you really want to see the people that you already you think grapple under your thumb? They're saying, look, we already lived in these conditions. Now let's see if you can live in these conditions. Like you were saying, Jay, $6 gas, $9 gas prices. Let's see who balks first.
Yeah, they said the six. They said the six is that's just the beginning of it.
Okay.
The way you said they don't have to win the way we think win. We view everything through our Western vision and how we view success. It is a disgrace for Trump to go on talking about we winning a war. Winning according to who? According to what metrics? According to what? You're 100% right, Kenzie, in the sense that they've been planning this for 40 years. Mm-hmm. They want to be in the mud. They have, I hate to say it, but I'm not certain anybody saw these strategic moves that they were doing by bombing the other. Let me tell you what they said. There ain't no such thing as no sidelines. That's what Iran is saying. You got to make a decision. There ain't no such thing as this neutral between them. No, really? You got to make a decision. They're bringing in so many other people. The whole Middle East is in chaos.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Chaos. And listen, if America and Israel stop bombing now, that does not satisfy chaos. That does not put things back into norm. And so even that, to your point, Kenzie, is a win. The chaos they have created mass. You thought you was gonna come. Here's what Iran is saying. You thought you was gonna come and bomb us and get it. No. I'm going to create chaos. And so the way in which they're winning it, they are ready to die. Again, we train because we always in the military. We train to survive. Mm-hmm. Iran trains differently. That's a different enemy that you're fighting. And so that's just very interesting to see. And I believe, let me just say this piece here. I believe the pressure in which President Trump is saying that we've won the war and it's quickly about to be over, that's because of political pressure. That's because of political pressure and economic pressure. Those are the main reasons, in my opinion, why that's being said. What's your guys' thoughts?
That's a fact. Let me tell you something. What people didn't do, they said, unfortunately, they haven't studied history because you think you're going to attack Iran? Iran's strategy was, you attack me, I'm not really worried about continental United States, right? Mm-hmm. They're attacking Qatar, Bahrain, UAE, all those countries that support America. Mm-hmm. And they're turning them up. You know what I'm saying? They're saying, we'll attack America there. Here's the thing, right? Let's think about it like this. Iran is saying, if we're going to come back to the negotiating table, the first thing that we're going to negotiate is America has to leave the Middle East. Until they get out of the Middle East, we ain't having no conversation. Just think about that. After you get out of the Middle East, then we can have some conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where it's at right now. Just think about that, how that changes the world.
Bro, can you imagine if, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying, if it was somehow to remove us from the Middle East, or we gracefully bowed out, which I know ain't going to happen, and just leave the Middle East, you have turned the clock on 3 decades worth of presidency. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
gonna happen, Jay. Here's the thing, right? Either they get out of the Middle East, or the desperation is gonna call Israel and America to use a nuke. And then you don't know when you use one on Iran is gonna use one on you. So pick one. Either America gets out of the Middle East, or somebody's going to use a nuke. That's where we at right now.
Who is the nuke? Who is
in his so help me with this here, Kenzie and Jay. Let me throw this. A nuke.
Go ahead.
So a nuke is meant because there's some that suggest that we're depleting our missile inventory. Mm-hmm. Someone's saying, how long do we keep this going on to get what we call success? So a nuke is what one would, if one presents a nuke, one presents that it's a way of ending it quicker and achieving success. That's the thing, because if you have the belief or subscribe that we're going through our inventory at a rapid, and we believe that this thing may go on 6 to 8 months, the nuke is a way in which to end it quickly and do that. I think it's a horrible thing to do, but that's, I think, is a theory if one subscribes to that.
Well, if we use a nuke on our Iran, right? And they use a nuke on Tel Aviv, or they use a nuke in New York City. Here's the thing: you don't know, they can have a nuke in a backpack nuke, which is the most dangerous one. You know what I'm saying? A detonation is a detonation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you think America will recover if they blow up Dallas, New York, Los Angeles? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, what game do you want to play? You want to recover. We want to recover if Chicago goes, one of our financial, you know what I'm saying? So it's no pulling back, you know what I'm saying? It's one size doesn't fit everything. When you talking about something that's catastrophic like that, it's just crazy. You think that you're gonna put all this misery on somebody else and they're just gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You can't just kill women and kids. You can do a lot of this stuff that we just can't do. It's going to be a consequence of that. You know what I'm saying? What are you willing to lose? You know what I'm saying? And that's really the question. What are you willing to lose? And then you don't know what the other side of this thing looks like. Don't think you're going to go in there kicking all this behind, and then you got to bring something to get some, right?
Yeah, go ahead, Jay. You had something?
I was just going to say, like, so where do you think this is taking us? How are we going to be living in the next, oh man, just thinking about that, I was going to say, how do you think we'll be living in the next presidency? But he wants to get rid of voting as a whole. Do you think that'll ever happen?
Man, but you talk about dropping nukes, man. Like we already looking at a different world. You know what I'm saying? My thing is
exactly.
So it's not. You're talking about a whole nother thing, like the desperation. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You're saying that to the point, because I don't care nobody say, you're not really getting the news that you really should be seeing by watching American news, CNN, Fox. It's just not true, man. If you're really seeing what's going on the ground over there, if you how other people report in the news, man, Israel's getting tore up, man. These Arab nations that are supporting this are getting tore up, man. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about Israel, Kenzie. Talk about Israel. What's going on in Israel now?
They said the missile defense system is down. They're getting those drones and they're attacking plants and facilities that people didn't think they had the capability of doing. But Iran has been proven to be resourceful in a manner that people didn't think they would be. You know what I'm saying? They thinking they're going here and kick some butt in 40 hours and take some pictures. Nah, this is not that, man. It's just like Vietnam. We're gonna go over there. No. It's not happening like that, man. Are you prepared to fight this guerrilla war? It is not about all your expensive weapons, man. Mm-hmm. And we're fighting two different wars, you know what I'm saying? You're talking about the conventional weapons with all this bombs and stuff. That's not the war they fight. And then too, it's on two fronts, man. You would think that it's a religious war, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily for Iran, how people in America and the West think so. It's a Zionist war, you know what I'm saying? Because even Christian Zionists, they believe that, you know what I'm saying? Israel should be doing this, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of the facts, you know what I'm saying? So that's really what's driving this thing. It's a Zionist war, you know what I'm saying? Against a particular country, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the thing with so much information, so much that's been out, I mean, you can go look for yourself and see, who was attacked? Why are we doing this? What is the big picture moving forward? You know what I'm saying? And you can come to your own conclusion, you know what I'm saying? If you just go by the facts, you know what I'm saying? But for you to think that this thing is going to be over quickly and everybody's life is going to be different depending on how this thing goes, you know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you, it's not no walk in the park.
What is the end game?
The end game that is the end game. The end game is for Israel to have this. It's a theology out there, you know what I'm saying? Where Israel has more than a Gaza, more than that's the end game. If we really be honest, you know what I'm saying?
Say what you
it's kind of biblical, and it's it's like the end. That is the end game, though. Mm-hmm. It's a biblical thing, But
I'm a person that calls myself a guy of faith. I understand I understand a portion. Let me say this here. I think I understand what has been taught to many Christians. I would say many Christians believe that there was going to be a war, a holy war, that Israel is God's people, and so
Mm-hmm.
they have to fight off the people that's coming after them. And this is I'm talking about before this war. This is just what, and then the Arab nations are going to attack them, and they're going to have to defend, and God is going to stand up for them. Um, and I had been taught that. I kind of believe that. But I'm telling you, with this unique situation, I don't know if that's now or that's future. This unique situation, I do not see Israel as a. It's interesting way it's unfolding differently than I suspected. And
Okay, based on what you're talking, who's the aggressor? If we've been honest, who's the aggressor? Who do you think the aggressor is?
to at this current point, it's no denying what's happened this recent war is America and American Israel. Now, what they're going to submit to you is their hand was forced because of Iran. That's going to be the counter argument. But I think right now, without going too much detail, I just think that it's very my theology and what I've been told and what I'm seeing at this current moment. I believe in the Bible. I believe Israel is the final place. But now, does that mean every war that Israel gets into from now until whenever many Christians believe the second coming is justifiable? I'm not ready to speak to that. All I can just tell you, I'm looking at the facts of today, and the whole Middle East is in chaos. I really don't see a scenario how you bring this to the end. And let me say this last piece. As you said, many Middle Eastern people, even I give Israel some credit, they've been preparing for a war like this here. Iran's been prepared for a war like this here. America absolutely has not been prepared for a war like this. We are not prepared for any of our cities by no stretch of the imagination.
Nope.
Are we? Have we even thought about something like this here? And so I pray that doesn't happen. But I tell you, they have been prepared. So it's just different times.
Let's just take the religious part out right quick so we can wrap that what you're saying. Because I think that's I'm glad you said that too, right? Let's take the religious part out of it, and just look at what's in front of us, right? In my lifetime, Iran hasn't attacked anybody. I haven't seen it, right? I haven't seen Iran be an aggressor. I haven't, with my own eyes, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we need to do something to them Iranians, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. To me, they've been minding their business, you know what I'm saying? They're there, you know what I'm saying? If we being honest, right? If you was in Israel, in Iran's shoes, what would you do? What could you do? You know what I'm saying? From looking at a standpoint, I'm being occupied, I'm Palestinians, all of
Mm-hmm.
And can we say in good faith that, you know what I'm saying, is the bad guy really the bad guy? You know what I'm saying? That's the question the world is posing. Is the bad guy really the bad guy? You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm looking at it, I'm taking religion out of it, and I'm saying, man, I don't see those guys. I don't see Iran as a threat in that manner. You know what I'm saying? I think they've been pushed in a manner in which they have to defend themselves. You know what I'm saying? I think they've been pushed in a manner where we like, man, we in this. It's like if I take the religion out of it, I'm like, man, you kind of put them in a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? And then it never stops. It never stops.
Yeah.
And I'm saying
this. Man, I agree, man. I mean, you guys check your thread real quick. A good friend of ours sent us some interesting stuff. It's going to be very interesting to see how this thing moving forward, and it's interesting. So I don't. Yeah, it's a lot of unknowns right now for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As these summer months come rolling over quicker, you're gonna get a real good dose of, you know what I'm saying? How much we willing to take?
Man, for real.
Correct.
All right, so just to let y'all know, because this is Say What You Mean, we had a talk. I had a segment that I wanted to hit called No Holds Barred. And I told the guys, I was thinking we should make it separate, but we always have you never know what's going to happen. Chemistry is what it is. And, we've been having a good flow today, and I just feel it's in me that we should go ahead and talk about at least a couple of these things if you guys want to.
Okay.
All right. So the first thing that was on my mind is Is there ever a right time to tell your family you can't help anymore?
Yes, we have families too. You know what I'm saying? And we come from backgrounds where everybody needs something. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we try to do our best to help mothers, aunts, cousins, uncles, all that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we still have to be responsible with our own families. You know what I'm saying? Because we're responsible for the kids that we make in our family, in our household. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you can be ran thin really quick. You know what I'm saying? Um, Adults have to be adults. Everybody knows the light bill is due. It's due in my house. It's due in your house. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a thing of whether I want to help you or not. You know what I'm saying? I need you to respect my money like you respect everybody else's money. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what I mean by that is if you're gonna call me every time there's a crisis, because guess what, man? It's never gonna be a time where it's not a crisis, man. It's always a crisis, man. We live with crisis, man. It's how you manage those crises, right?
Right.
And respect my money like you respect everybody else's money. Because I said that it's funny, you know how that sounds, right?
Yeah.
Because
here go your little funky $20. Take this little funky $20.
Yeah. Yeah, I need my little funky $20. You know what I'm saying? I always do.
It's
my kids
always
want something. And it has nothing to do with how much I love you, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It has everything to do about it's a respect there, you know what I'm saying? You know, but you can't the thing is a lot of responsibility is put on the person who's the most responsible.
Mm. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good.
It's because I'm responsible for myself, you know. And they say, okay, let me put some more. You know what I'm saying? The ideal should be that we all be responsible, you know what I'm saying? You know, we all be responsible. We all be good stewards, be good family member. But unfortunately, that's just not the case. That's a fallacy, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They will put the burden on the person who's the most responsible, you know what I'm saying? And they will guilt trip you to death, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think too, Ken, what I've seen is what happens is they want to reap the benefits of your discipline.
Absolutely.
They do not want to, because you have some family members, and everyone has problems. I've gotten into, challenges, but the ones, they don't want you to help them with discipline. They just want you to help them. So when you try to say, okay, let's look at this thing, and I've had some family members say, hey, Aubrey, can you really help me? And we really have done some stuff that, hey, man, here's a couple of measures you can do. But many of them, they want to reap the benefits of your discipline. Mm-hmm. And that's what I found interesting. Another thing is one of my favorite songs, I think it's Pitbull on the Times I Like. He said, I knew about a week ago my rent was going to be due, right? Mm-hmm. So when people call you with these emergencies, they really knew about 10 days before.
Come on,
they was getting ready to be emergency. They calling you today with a national emergency of something that they knew about. Oh, by the way, they went out Friday, Saturday night, went and bought a new outfit as well.
Come on.
And so I think I'm gonna tell you what I think is the best thing. And I'm not as guilty with it now as I was before. Again, moms, and that's another scenario. But you got to be careful getting into these relationships. Here's what you know. All of us have family members that borrow $50, $60 from each other back and forth every week, all this. And they're in a relationship. Mm-hmm. You got to be careful not to get into one of these, give me $100, $120. You get into these relationships of lending money and stuff like that. I think that's one of the things that you have. And I got involved in that early in my career, and I kind of got away from, but I see a lot of people in that. So those are a couple of things to avoid.
It doesn't get better for the responsible person, because these fools creating cash app, all stuff. It's a beggar's game, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Before I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, can Western Union, man? I ain't got no Western Union. Don't worry about this cash app.
Right. They made it easier for people to ask for money. It's crazy.
It's crazy, man. It's like, it
ain't about what I want to in, Kenzie, the request is already in your cash app.
It's already in there.
And look, just so everybody can get a clear idea, it don't have to be financial.
No,
there's a such thing as emotional fatigue as well, where you have helped somebody so many times with advice, or helping them move, or helping them, like Q was saying, helping them get in touch with contacts, connections, to help them get out the house and do their due diligence to help get themselves back on their feet. It's only so many times you can take time out of your day. If you're working 40 hours a week, you're getting 18 hours of sleep. The rest of that is for your family and your leisure time, man. And you can't keep spending that on helping somebody who's going to continuously make the same mistakes. It has to be a cutoff point. At what point do you hold yourself at the same pedestal that you put in this person? If they're so important, why aren't you?
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. Well said. Well said. Well said. I agree. It's too. Sometimes you just don't have the emotional bandwidth,
Mm-hmm.
and it's okay. And sometimes I let people know, and you got to be. Let me tell you something. You got to be careful not to let people put you on a pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and think that you always got yours. No, I'm having things too. I mean, I just try to be clear. No, I'm still a regular guy, and I've told some family at the current moment I don't have the emotional bandwidth. Because they want to come to you with the things and just be transparent. And
Yeah.
again, don't make yourself as this Teflon. Don't come off as Teflon. Nothing. Everything's always right. Like, listen, I'm having a moment. They're like, you having a moment. I'm having a moment. And just be transparent. And I've had to tell some people, especially this last year, I love you. I just don't have the emotional bandwidth. And I'm in a season, and we all go through those seasons, and just being transparent, but do not let them put you on a pedestal. And not because they can do it unintentionally. Now, all that's not meant to be, negative, but just make sure that you're a real human. Me and my wife really do argue. I get mad at my daughter. I say stuff I shouldn't say. I'm human.
Well said. Good point, bro.
Absolutely.
Good point. So the next question I want to dive into is a little bit more socioeconomic, systemic type barrier type of thing. But we were having this conversation about John Morant in particular, me and the guys a couple of days ago. And the question came up, do us as African Americans or Black Americans only get one chance to make it? Do we only get one go around? Meaning, if we are blessed with the talent and the gifts, and then we work hard enough at our skill, and then we master whatever it is we decide to go into. If there is a major issue that causes us to lose our position at the top of that professional uh, site, does that hurt us from ever getting it back? Why is it so difficult for us to climb that mountain again? And in Ja's case, the whole thing with Instagram and you know uh, with the firearm gestures and all of that stuff, it kind of took away everything that was almost made for him. He had the gifts, he had worked on his skill enough to get into the NBA, got drafted top two. These are not easy things to do. He put in a lot of hard work for this. And so for all that to be justifiably taken away from him, is he ever going to be able to get to that position again? Q, what you say? What you think?
What I say is, man,
Go ahead, Ken.
well, you being honest, the position that he got pretty tough. He worked hard to get into that position. Him and his family did a lot of sacrifices to get in that position, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is the odds you get in that position is like hitting the lottery, right? So for us who don't even have an opportunity to get to that position, you know what I'm saying? We all, that's one thing about Black people, man. We cheer for each other, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, and it's just a disappointment for you to put yourself in a situation foolishly with guns and nonsense, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think he will. I mean, listen, let's be honest. The man, he's probably already clear over $200 million. It's not so the money's down. What I'm saying is it could have been up $2 billion, to be honest, because they wanted to make him the face of the league, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he squandered that. That's never coming back. I don't care. Nobody's going to feel comfortable with putting him in that position again. It's not happening. You know what I'm saying? He won't get the $300 million contract, another $300 million. That's what he was rolling towards getting that. The way he conducted himself, the way his dad has conducted himself, that money, that corporate money is never coming back, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the bigger thing is like, yeah, in a lot of ways, I absolutely believe that as Black people in this country, when you're given that opportunity, you have to make that opportunity the most. What I mean about that, how you conduct yourself. You're not just conducting yourself for what's going on now. You conducting yourself for future generations. And now I'm not snoozing at the $200 million he's made. that's great money. But I think you have a responsibility to push that envelope even further. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm guaranteed nobody else in that lineage is going to have the opportunity that one person had, meaning Gerard and John or whoever. The whole family is not going to have an opportunity to do what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? If anything, you know what I'm saying? I don't think God has blessed you with that to squander that. And in my opinion, he squandered that absolutely squandered that with the whole gun thing and this whole thug culture. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you let that overshadow the blessing that you had. And yeah, it's absolutely it's one. And we're talking about on a level the money that he has in front of him. We can't even imagine. We can't even imagine somebody $200 million, $300 million, $400 million sneaker deal. That's beyond my comprehension, right?
Yeah.
But even in the military, having this opportunity to build for yourself and all the stuff you could do for your family, even at that level, yeah, I owe it to us not to squander that. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take.
And I think the good thing is he's the minority in the amount of money that's getting made and squandered.
Yeah.
I don't see us currently having from an NBA perspective, a rash of them. But unfortunately, as much as we hate to see it, it's part of, if you do a math equation, there's a certain percentage that's going to do that. There's going to be a certain amount to just self-eliminate, right? And so he was definitely getting ready to be the face of the league. He was definitely getting ready to be the star of the Olympics coming. The boy is extremely talented. I want to speak to beyond the NBA, the ideal of the blacks only have one chance from a normal everyday American. I know there's certain economic areas that believe that and feel like that. I probably grew up feeling like that in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, small town. Not many, most people I saw successful was drug dealers. And so first time I saw a successful black man that wasn't selling drugs living right, I was like 16. Now you come to Dallas, Texas, you come some places in Maryland, you come to Atlanta, you have great communities of African Americans doing well. And so you don't have that same sense. So I do understand in certain communities it's very tight. Some parts of Louisiana, some parts of Mississippi where it's really tough opposed to some of your progressive cities, it can feel like that. But other places like, Maryland, Dallas, Atlanta, Cali, when you have those community people doing well, it doesn't seem to be that case.
Now I will say those are great communities now, but man, I can tell you, growing up in DC in the 80s, it
I
was
agree.
not like that. It definitely was not like that. For me to be sitting here at 48, about to turn 49 this year, like that's a blessing to have been able to see the world for the most part, twice over, and have as many careers and have children and be healthy. Man, that it was rough coming up out of there, man. Even when we moved to Maryland, the success of a black family was, it felt like it was standards of just having a clean apartment and food on your table. Sometimes that was success. And in DC, if you ever lived there, that's like the biggest disparity between low class and high class that there is. You got people living in Northwest in these $1 million houses, and then right there at the VA is literally homeless vets laying on the street. I'm down the street from the VA, next to the Capitol building. It's the craziest thing.
Yeah, I just think too. We don't lose sight. Yeah, in DMV, Dallas, Atlanta. Black people. We've done well. You know what I'm saying? But I think it don't be. It's kind of like fools going away though. We've been done well. You know what I'm saying? But you might be the only person in your family. You know what I'm saying? It's not. And then too, don't get. Living good in Atlanta and living good in DMV is two different things. Or living good in Dallas and living good in DMV. You know what I'm saying? This DMV area is completely different than that area in Atlanta and also in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Because of the cost of living. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is very, and too, how
that.
very highly educated area in the DMV, PG County, Charles County, richest areas, and for Black people in America, highly educated. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Even with that, they might be the only Black people in their family. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's very few Black people on that. It's families just, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is getting, you know what I'm saying? That's what I think that's what the conversation is really like. How do we, like I say, if you do make it to, and it's not necessarily about money, but it's about responsibility, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Making sure your kids get a better footing than you had, you know what I'm saying? It's not just about money, it's about, just respecting the work that, we always have this kind of broader conversation about, man, we got to respect the work that the people before us, you know what I'm saying, put in, you know what I'm saying? Because we owe it to them, you know what I'm saying? And that's not really a money thing, but I don't want people that came before me to feel like, you know what I'm saying, I didn't respect their effort, because everything that they did allow us to do what we're doing now, you know what I'm saying? And as we get on, we all run around the corner on 50, like you said, Jay. I want my kids to understand that I work hard so they can have these opportunities, you know what I'm saying? And I think the expectation should be, hey, man, we should be done. The life you have now, this should be your baseline.
Correct.
We're not talking about no projects. So we're not talking about no poverty.
Yeah, we ain't going backwards.
You ain't living. My kids didn't live in poverty. They live in the poverty. This is the baseline.
Exactly.
I would expect them to take this baseline, because I worked my whole life to get to this baseline, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Upper middle class, right? To take it to another level, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Leave the guns and that's what I'm saying with the whole job thing. Man, you ain't there no more. You're not in South Carolina no more.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
You're a millionaire. You made it.
You're a millionaire. You didn't elevate it.
And you
your kids, we shouldn't go back. You know what I'm saying? That's what the whole conversation, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need to push it forward. We have to push it forward. You know what I'm saying? That's that gratitude, that grace. You know what I'm saying? I think God's giving you the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you already established a baseline. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to reach back down. And no, I say not reach. When I say reach back down, I mean, like, we don't have to start from square root no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be disappointed in my kids. Like, what? I already did that. You already did that for your kids. You gave them a solid foundation. You built a solid foundation in school, work ethic. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, like, I know I grew up, man, going to the dentist, some of the stuff that we have, it sounds crazy, man. Man, I never went to the dentist. I came in the military. See what I'm saying? That's real talk. You know? I can, man, imagine I grew up in South Carolina. Ain't no HOA, man. What you talking about?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We being honest, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of that, man. Nobody ever sat me down and showed me how to do a check, but I learned that on the fly, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get my first checking account until I came in the military. You know what I'm saying? We established that
about a week before. About a week
before. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? But our kids aren't coming up like that. You know what I'm saying? We having those conversations. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be damned if you talking about some nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
So if you look at it like that, Kenzie, if you take the words for what they are we capable of generational wealth?
Well, absolutely. My thing is, like, I want to say generational wealth in terms of, it's to me, generational wealth is not just money. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, it's that education piece you and Q was talking about. You know what I'm saying? You have that bandwidth. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I want you to know that you can go do whatever it is you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to take some hard work. To me, that's generational also, not just the dollar figure. Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Like me coming up, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't let you know, my mind frame wasn't I could do anything. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't come from an environment where I could do anything. You know what I'm saying? I know I wasn't going to be the damn president. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have the bandwidth. You know what I'm saying? My environment didn't produce the bandwidth for that. You know what I'm saying? But we're producing kids that, man, it's possible. You really, you know what I'm saying? You apply yourself, you could be president. You really could, you know what I'm saying? Put yourself in that box, you know what I'm saying? But to me, that's generational. It's not just money, you know what I'm saying? I think I lived a fortunate enough life where I could send my kids to college. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was sending me to college. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't a discussion. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. I'd love to see.
But we talking generational. I want to.
Well, let me jump in this,
fellas.
Let me speak generational. For me, again, I come from a very small town. I was talking with my buddy Vinny, and one thing he told me, he said, "Man, He has a degree. He said his mom had a degree. His grandmother had it. And so when you talk about those are those generational things I want to instill in my kids, that they
Yeah.
have, and degrees an example. I want to have a legacy of my uncle did, my father did this here. I'm following those tracks that we have historical generation of people doing X, Y, Z. Those are
Yes.
the things I think are good foundation. I was a business owner, my father was a business owner, those are the things that for me are generational. Now, let me speak to you about one of my friends who does very well. He's several times in the M's. But what he's told to me was, he said he had three kids, and he said you have to get a minimum of a master's degree, or you won't get any of the finances. He said I'd be darned if I work this hard and think. He said he said don't even expect. He said I'm giving you expectations. And let's talk about expectation. Kids, individuals will normally acquiesce to whatever their expectation is. He said, do not even ask, do not even look for anything if you don't achieve. This is mom and dad's expectations. And so that's how I said, man, that is great. He said, because you're not going to squander it. He said, you think I'm making it to squander it? I'd rather squander it or give it away to somebody else, but you're not getting a dime unless you meet this minimum expectation.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Give them
yes,
a
sir.
baseline to reach,
Yep.
and if it's that important for you to have whatever it is that I'm offering to you, then you'll make sure you reach it, right?
Absolutely.
That's
But that's
great.
it. That's the key, though. This is the expectations. We got to have expectations, clear expectations. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not just, I end up here. You're not going to end up in college if you don't start in elementary school. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to become no senior and like, I'm going to college. It don't work like that, So it has to be an expectation all the way through. You know what I'm saying? I expect you to go to college. I expect excellence. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with that 100%.
And it starts with us when they see mom and dad walk across the stage. They see those things that we share. Those things are memory because they literally got to see and share. I was talking to another of my friends. His daughter was on an ABI. I said, man, let's go to dinner. Let's celebrate those things. I said, not just for you, but for my daughter needs to see those things. I never forget. Yes. I'll just tell you this real quick. When I was sixth grade, I had straight A's, and my mom said we going to dinner. I was like, why? And we went to Benihana's, right? And my fro almost caught on fire. I mean, I didn't know it was when Benihana's first came out.
Oh,
I'm sitting there with that little fro, and they sit there with that fire. I'm all leaning in. I'm almost Michael Jackson. But here's my point: is that thing burned in my memory. My parents celebrated that thing. They said, "Aubrey, this is amazing," and I agree. There was no expectations that I had really growing up. I just saw him did good, but you got to put those expectations on the kids.
Definitely, definitely.
Hey, you had hair. I know it was a long time ago.
Looking like Arnold with a shiny suit on with an afro in front of Benny Hanna. That's when Benny Hanna was the big. You remember when it first came out? Benny Hanna was.
Yeah,
it was that thing.
It was for sure. Benny Hanna's was somewhere you took somebody special. Everybody didn't get to go to Benny Hanna's. Man,
I was in the suit.
Oh, see, that says a lot right there.
That says a lot.
That says a lot. All right, fellas, man. Hey, look, prayers up for the world. Love, love to the vets. Respect to the listeners. Same time next week. Don't just tune in, tap in. You've been rocking with S.W.Y.M. It's 4 Air Force vets saying what most people are scared to even think, from the courts to the conflict zones, from our families to your front room. We appreciate you. Take care of your mind, check in with your people, and like always, don't just talk about it, say what you mean. We'll catch y'all next Sunday. Peace.
Peace.